What's going on, my people? It is Coach Deep, ethnic dating coach. All right, so most of you guys watching are probably telling yourselves, I can't afford to date. All right, I get a lot of that on my phone calls, right? So guys will reach out to me, they're looking for a dating coach, and one of the first things they'll tell me, a lot of younger dudes especially, but I'm even getting older dudes, expressing this to me is they can't afford to date, right? And let me tell you something. You are right. You can't afford to date one woman. And it's actually not a bad thing. All right. So what I'm going to be covering in this video is why stressing over relationships is actually a trap in modern times. All right. And why you being single right now is actually a secret weapon. All right. The reality is like everything is expensive right now. All right, so let's compare it to back in the 50s, right? Back in the 50s, a man could work as a watch salesman at Macy's, right? And he can afford a house, he could afford a wife, a couple of kids, the whole everything, right? Everything was simple back then, right? We're not in the 50s. We're in 2026, right? So this whole mentality and ideology of a man meets a woman, gets married, they start a family, buy a house, have two cars or one car or whatever, and they have this beautiful life. The guy goes to work, comes home, his wife has dinner ready, they enjoy time with their kids, and they might go out two times a week or so, and that was this beautiful traditional life back then, right? 2026, a guy who's working as a watch salesman at Macy's, he's barely going to have money for food. All right, that's the reality of it. All right, then you add in the cost of dating, right? Dinners, movies. If you're dating for a month or so, you might throw in some gifts, Ubers. That's easily $200 a week that a lot of you guys are spending or aiming to spend. All right. Let's break it down, right? So dinner for two, right? I always suggest, not taking a female out for dinner on a first date, but, eventually you're going to go to dinner, right? And dinner comes out to $80 to $150, right? Then you look at drinks. Drinks will come out to like $40 to $80, right? If you're taking an Uber or other type of transportation, if you had some drinks, right? Talking about another $30, $50. If you go out to other activities like movies or mini golf or a show or something like that, right? You're talking easily $60, right? So total on a date nowadays, you could spend between $150 to $300 easily. All right. Now you multiply that, right? If you do 2 dates a week, right? You're blowing $600 to $800 a week. That's over $2,000 a month you'll be spending just on dates, right? And it's not possible for a lot of men nowadays. See, what I'm seeing is a lot of coaches they're specializing in guys who are making a lot of money, right? And so the whole root of this is going to be money, all right? And the hard truth is, you spend the price of a used car on a woman that you don't even end up sleeping with, right? That's not dating. That's pretty much like a bad investment. Women actually nowadays are feeling more and more entitled. All right. A lot of them are getting higher educations, master's degrees. Actually, women are outnumbering men in college, right? A lot of women are making more than men are, right? But they're still expecting these other traditional things from men. And it's not possible. A guy could work as a salesman at Macy's, a watch salesman. Let's give that example again, right? How is he going to afford to take out a woman who has a master's degree, works as an executive, right, at a company, right? And she's expecting this Prince Charming of hers who's going to be making more money than her, is going to be taking her out on all these great dates, doing all this, traditional stuff that she's expecting so she can feel like a woman now, right? How is a man supposed to afford that? He's not. That's the truth of it, right? That is the truth of it. And the reality is that most men feel pressure to provide even before getting a second date. They feel this pressure of being a provider. How can I date long term? How can I date this woman if I can't even provide, right? And what I'm doing is I'm shifting guys' mindsets, right? Let's not focus in on relationships anymore. Fuck relationships for now, right? Let's just call it for now in 2026. Who knows? The economy can completely change in a year or 2 years or 5 years or whatever. But right now, let's not worry about relationships. Let's not worry about marriage. Let's not worry about having a girlfriend, right? Just focus at being broke is actually a gift when it comes to dating, right? Another reality is like when you're desperate as a guy, right? When you have no options, women sense that, right? So these women who are getting master's degrees nowadays, which is a lot of them, or even bachelor's degrees, right? Getting put in these jobs as executives or manager roles or things like that, right? And then a guy comes along, he's not making as much as she is, and his options are a lot fewer. She can smell the desperation, right? So being a single guy, right, it's actually supposed to be a fun time, right? You have no one to answer to. You don't have to worry about expensive Valentine's Day dates. You don't have to worry about in-laws. You don't have to worry about, meeting sisters or brothers or nephews and nieces of your partner, So again, I provide a mindset shift, right? So instead of crying about what you can't afford, which is a long-term relationship. Most of you guys cannot afford a long-term relationship. That is the truth of it. Again, I get so many guys reaching out to me. They're telling me how much they make. They tell me what they do for a living and what's like realistically possible for a lot of these guys. So you can't afford a long-term relationship. So what you do is you focus on what you can do. And that's master pickup. That's hit the clubs, hit the bars, right? And really, yes, master getting laid, master one night stands, right? As sleazy as it sounds, right? Right now, we are in a place where you as a guy, you're going to have to get your needs met, right? Your primal instinct of sex is going to have to get met somehow, right? And it's not going to get met by turning into an incel and going crazy and shooting up a school or doing some stupid shit like that, right? You just have to accept that long-term relationships right now in this time period are a losing game for men, right? Relationships cost more than money, actually. They cost time, energy, emotional bandwidth. And in this time period, it's not even worth it. It's not even worth it to do the whole dating, the chasing, the providing, the validating, and not even get laid until a couple dates, right? For some of you guys, right? And then for what? Divorce rates are insanely high nowadays, right? You do all that, spend all that money, and a lot of you guys are getting, even the guys who are getting married, right? Women are initiating divorces at an insanely high rate at this point, right? Divorce rates are getting higher and higher. And women, females, are initiating most of those divorces, all right? So again, long-term dating in this atmosphere, it's a lose-lose situation for men, right? It's high cost, low ROI. And that's why I'm specializing and I'm offering a program right now, right? Where I teach guys to not go after long-term relationships and just go out and have fun, right? Do the one-night stands. We hit the clubs in Vegas, right? Girls are out there for that weekend, right? And they're out there to have fun, right? They're out there to have fun, right? Again, like the reality is more women are going to school, more are getting degrees, they're getting better jobs than men are, right? But men are still expected to do the traditional things from the 1950s. All right. Women want the men to match their lifestyle. So all these IG posts you see of women out there in Dubai and women out in Mexico and women out, traveling all over the world, right? Going out to all these events and gatherings and shows and things like that. Men can't afford that lifestyle, right? There's so many avenues for women to make so much more money nowadays. Men can't keep up. That's the truth of it. right? So again, women have this mindset that they don't need a man anymore. They need a man who's going to be providing for them and offers more than they already have, right? So a lot of you guys get disqualified, right? You either disqualify yourselves first, or you just end up getting disqualified, right? So again, what's the alternative? One night stands, hookups, right? Learning some real life pickup, right? That works in 2026. All right. So you can, skip all the expensive dates and learn to build attraction really quick and close that night, right? So you don't have to worry about dinner dates. You don't have to worry about, how much cash you got in your wallet, or if there's enough in your bank account to cover, going out for the night. You don't have to worry about second date pressure. All right. One night stands cost almost nothing. You could be at the club and you buy her a drink or two, and that could be it. You rizz her up, right? You spit some real tight game that again, most of you guys suck at game, right? And then take her back to your place, your hotel, or go back to her place. And this is not a one night thing. Again, what you learn is something that you take back with you. After you're done with one of my boot camps, you go back and now how to rizz up women to get laid, right? That's exactly what my boot camp teaches you, right? Now, I'm not against relationships at all. I'm not against marriage at all, but I'm a realistic guy, okay? So a lot of coaches are telling you guys out there, just stack up your money, right? Just make those six figures, right? Just get jacked, right? That's all great, but not everybody's going to be able to do that, right? You could be working as working two jobs, doing DoorDash and working in a warehouse. Where do you got the time in between there to freaking get jacked up, right? Take all those supplements, hit the gym, make sure you're hitting the gym 3-4 times a week and watching your diet, right? So, for most guys, a lot of this stuff is not even possible in this day and age, right? Because again, back in the 50s, 60s, or whatever, a guy could work a full-time job at a department store and then have time for the gym, right? Have time to go out and have extra money to go out. It's just not even doable anymore. All right. So again, if you're a guy who wants to enjoy the single life, right, and not sit here and be bitter, right? Because a lot of you guys are just, I can see it, I can hear it, right? I always am talking to different guys, and I know what's going on out there. You guys need to learn pickup skills now, right now. Sounds outdated, sounds cheesy, sounds old, right? But rizz, right? We call it rizz, right? Rizzing is not going to work so well doing day game at the mall, all right? Rizzing is going to really help out in the nightlife, all right? So, again, I'm not against relationships at all, right? I think relationships are a great thing, but I'm a realistic guy, right? Most guys aren't making that top 10%, obviously, right? Top 10% is the top 10%. And there's such a huge gap between that top 10% and everybody else, right? In terms of finances, that, it's not even possible. So guys, get with me. I'm a real coach who teaches real skills, right? You spend a couple $1,000s for a boot camp with me, you're going to learn skills that are going to last you for years and years. All right. So you're not in these dry spells. You're not turning into incels. You're not sitting there alone on a Friday night. You are going out and you are getting laid. All right. So, again, I'm the guy for you. I'm going to have all my links posted below. If you're ready, right? Think of this as an investment that's going to last you for years. And again, I'm going to change your mindset where you're not thinking about relationships anymore, right? For the time being, you're thinking about enjoying yourself and enjoying being a single guy. It's not creepy. It's not sleazy. You are tapping into your primal instinct of a man that wants to go out and have fun and get laid. All right. Desi Dating Coach. Check my website out. Check my links out. And don't miss out. Do not miss out on this. All right, my people, I will talk to you all later.